Hmm. So we're going to see if it's live, and I'm going to ask you guys for a microphone check. I have no idea. It says I have one concurrent viewer, but it says, oh, there it is, 31 concurrent viewers. How's it going, guys? Is the microphone working? Tell me that. If you hear a slight background noise, which I shouldn't have even mentioned, but I just did, that's because I have my in-room air conditioner on. This place we're in doesn't have central air conditioning. Can you believe it? Kiwi New Zealand's here. Steven Power Rosek is here. Shanta's here. Tony's here. Margarita's here. Shanta's here again. Man, Shanta's everywhere you want to be. She's like one of those ads from the 80s. Which ad was that? American Express, Visa, I don't remember. Timo Booty Clap is here. And Kiwi NZ was the winner. He's the winner chicken dinner. He's number one. And how's it going, guys? I am the most hated person if you read my chats from today. It's like, you should have just left Caesar's Palace, bro. I guess, probably. I should have... No, you should have just turned your camera off. That was the deal. You should have just turned your camera off, stupid. What's wrong with you? Well, I found it... I would have probably... Well, had he talked to me like a normal human being and not just threatened to kick me out? I'm talking about today's video. If you haven't seen it... Wow, listen to this. Terrible, man. It's dry, it's dusty, it's hot today. I'm drinking out of the tumbler that somebody was so nice to send me. It's got me and Caroline and I on it. Look at that. Ooh, that Sony has such a nice fast focus. And there we go. Who else is here? Tamara is here. I haven't seen you in a chat in a while, Tamara. Nice to see you. Daryl Raymond's here. Stephen Shirley is here. Shirley, you must be joking, or you can't be serious. I am serious, and don't call me Shirley. Number one is Stephen. Number two. Let's see here. Neil M says Mike is good. There's a slight background noise, but it's not bothering. And if I didn't mention to you, you might not have ever heard it. Bob's your uncle's here. William Garcia's here. Shark Sports Bar and Grill is here. Shanta is here again. Miss Shanta is here. Intel Wild's in the house. Nick Ulrich is here. Do you have to wear a mask on monorails? Yeah, I think so. That's a good question. I imagine so, because it's transportation, and that's the one thing that they can kind of mandate. So masks on monorails, but are you going to see people wearing them? Probably not. Is that the best way of action? Probably not. Hi, Stephen. Manuel is here. Harshit is here. Juanito Vasquez is here. My man Albert Alvarado is here. UK Craps player Anthony R is here. And apparently somebody super chatted me and I missed it. Oh, it was Kiwi from New Zealand with the Aussie Bucks in New Zealand, but he's actually probably... Are you in Australia? You've told me this before. Denise is here. Oh, Devin's here. Oh my God, more people. Johnny Jimenez Jr. COVID cases are rising. That's true. Yes, we have the worst COVID cases on the rise anywhere in the country right now. Will you be reviewing the Red Rooster and Green Door again? I never reviewed them to start with. Don't look up the Green Door, kids. It will traumatize you. You will lose your job at work, and your kids will forever hate you and resent you. Hello, William Garcia. Tamara has been in a funk lately. Is it a good funk, like a 70s funk, or is it a bad funk? By the way, thank you guys for all the support. If you guys super chat the channel, that's very nice. I'll try to read everybody's comments. I don't imagine I'm going to have more than, say, 200 viewers at any given moment out here, just because I'm not on the strip. There was Broer. He was on the strip today. He went through Caesar's Palace without any issues. Maybe I'm a marked man. Anyways, sorry we were asking to see the nightclub line. That's okay. Everybody else gets to stream in buildings but me. Wop wop. Poor me. Sad Steven. Short stick Steven. Fuzzy Dice is here. Kamusta Frankie says, Mabuti naman. Thank you, Frankie. Let's see here. Wasn't expecting to see you live tonight. I'm going to be doing these lives. We're going to talk for about an hour. If it goes longer, if it does go longer, if it's, you know. How are you doing this evening? The Casino Crew says, I'm doing well, sir. Thank you so much. Steven, your stream was amazing when you went up to the Sky Lounge. Only YouTuber to cover it. Yeah, we're going to go back to the Sky Lounge with a proper camera. I'm probably going to bring my good camera, which is my Panasonic, which, hold on a sec. Let's see, where is it? Oh, here it is. There it is, governor. So we got this one here. So I can actually show you guys this up close and personal now. This has a really cheap lens on it, but it's good enough. That's an actual camera. It's a detachable lens. That's a cheap lens. This is a much nicer lens. So it means I get to load up all my gear. This isn't even a wide angle. I'll use a wide angle lens, which is here. Look at this one. That's the wide angle, and that's the regular standard kind of view. And this is what is this? 8 to 18. So that means that you go up there and you get to have your wide angle, and this will record and it'll look really great. And then I'll slap on the somewhat of a zoom that I have, which is not very big of a zoom, which is this. And we'll get some of that strip because I posted on Twitter. If you guys, oh man, that lens is filthy. I got to clean that off. It's just dusty. Don't do that with your lenses. It's really bad. But we'll bring this one up, and this one will be a really good one to review with. Okay. All right. Okay. Stephanie Trump is in the house. Nice to see you guys. Steven, love your YouTube videos and live streams. Hi 61. Thank you, High 61. Christopher Walker is here. How much do those security guards make? $12 an hour, maybe 15, something like that. Depends on what they are doing, you know, and if they, I think they can also, private security can make a lot of money. Like if you actually know how to analyze security, you can make a ton of money in Vegas. We had a friend once, we went over to his house on Christmas Eve for Christmas Eve dinner. And it was a late dinner because Filipinos like to eat dinner at midnight in the Philippines, but it was a Filipino family home. And it wasn't that late, though. But he wasn't able to drink any alcohol, and he always carried a firearm on him because he was licensed with an open carry and a CCW. And what he did was he was called in sometimes when the real bad guys came into the casino. But those guys are making $100,000 a year, but those are specialists, and they've trained. And a lot of them are former military service members, so we salute them to them because they're really cool for being like that. Live stream jumping off the Strat. You can't live stream that. They don't allow any cameras, Claim Jumper. They do allow you to buy their GoPro footage, but you can't bring your own camera on there. They make you put everything in a locker up there. Going to be in Vegas 49 days. Cannot wait, Mandy. It is hot today, by the way. Hopefully it's not as hot when you come out here, Mandy. I was trying to convince Caroline to go down to Death Valley, to Furnace Creek on the weekend. It's the lowest point in America. North America, and it was 137 degrees in 1913, and they're flirting with 130 degrees on Saturday. She rightfully said no, it's just too dangerous. I mean, we have a vehicle, it's reliable, but what if it breaks down? We're in a pickle and it's going to be too hot, and you don't want to be dead in Death Valley. But Vegas weather is going to be hot. I'm going to show you this forecast because it'll just blow your mind all over the place. You're going to just have mind being blown. Oh my God, they downgraded the forecast. It's still plenty hot. This is what the forecast is looking at. Come on, there it is. 114, 114, 117, 115, 114. But Furnace Creek, well, Furnace Creek is a whole other thing altogether. Oh my God, they upgraded the forecast. So if you're a heat tourist, you want to come out to Furnace Creek, it's going to be 130 degrees Fahrenheit, which I don't even know what that is. What's 130 degrees Fahrenheit in Celsius? Yeah, no excuses, Siri. 54.4 degrees Celsius. So it's going to be the hottest temperature recorded this year. Kuwait City had 53.5 last week. There was this fake news going around that cars were melting. That was actually from a fire in Arizona, but people are able to clip things together and change reality. Let's find some comments for you to read. When will Vegas crack down on people smoking dope on the Strip? Probably never, unless Metro decides to do that, but the courts don't want to deal with that thing. That's the last thing that the courts want to have things tied up with, is like, you know, tickets for smoking cannabis, because they have other things to deal with. And yeah, it's a ticketable offense. You're only supposed to smoke it in your private residence, which doesn't mean timeshare room or hotel room, but they might not have to crack down because there's an opportunity that there will be cannabis lounges soon. They passed legislation last month, meaning that you might have a place to smoke it, but what are the chances of a cannabis lounge being on the Strip? Very slim to nil. They might be on the north end of the Strip, past the Stratosphere, possibly. It's a possibility, but I doubt it. I'm glad to have met you and got you that coin. Thomas Rudd got me the coin, the challenge coin. Let's see if I can remember where I placed that challenge coin, because it's around here somewhere. Hold on. Oh, no. Thought I put on my wall. Huh. Well, I'll have to bring it out for another live stream, because I know it's in here, and it's really cool. It's a challenge coin from Operation, I can't recall the name of it. I'm so ignorant. I'm so sorry, Thomas, but it was an honor getting it from you, and I really appreciate you for that. When is the next SEMA show? SEMA usually runs in, I want to say September, but it might be bumped to November. Let's see when SEMA comes up. SEMA is a Specialty Equipment Manufacturers Association show. So it's a big show that happens once a year. And basically everything that you put into your car that's not made by the automobile manufacturer can go through SEMA. So SEMA 2021 date. And it looks like that's happening just like I thought. Tuesday, November 2nd through Friday, November 5th, barring any new variants of COVID stuff. And by the way, you can ask me stuff about non-Vegas too. We can chat about whatever on these streams. And I thank you guys for all your support. And as you guys ask me a question, you really want to see it, then Super Chats work. It pins it up there. And then I get to go through the viewer activity and say, special thanks to all of the people that Super Chatted. And that's really nice of you. Okay. They should ban any kind of smoking in Vegas. The Park MGM was so nice being non-smoking. I know, but those whole things, Brad, about freedoms and all that kind of stuff. Do you have a PlayStation 5, Harshit? No. It's hard to get one. I don't have a lot of time for games. I do have a 4K monitor, this Dell that's in front of me. So this is an iMac I'm using. I know, I'm a Mac guy now, so you can all make fun of me. But then I have a Dell monitor that is a 4K monitor, which would be nice. But I just don't have a lot of time for gaming, it seems, at all. But whatever. I overcame some stuff that we were working through professionally and stuff and privately. So I have some more time, which is why I'm going to the gym 4 days a week now, finally. I did that tonight, and then why I can do these streams and indulge you guys on these too. Let's see here. SEMA November. Yep, Mr. Uber's correct. Steve, do you plan on having kids? No, I don't. Enduring freedom. We appreciate the support. Of course, Mr. Rudd, I appreciate you. I went to the resort. The cashless sucked. Oh, Resorts World. James Hefferty has a comment on Resorts World. I went to the resort. The cashless sucked on the food court. The chicken place lost $35 in sales because it would not read my credit card. It reminds me of when I was trying to check into Caesar's Palace one day, because I'm not just a guy who bitches about Caesar's Palace on a video. I'm also a client. And it was supposed to be those check-in kiosks, but it wouldn't read my ID. I went to 3 different machines. The third one finally did. And then when I put my card in, it was a business card, and it said your name doesn't match your credit card. It's like, it does. It says the business name, and then it says my name below it, but it was kind of useless. Do you think Vegas Hotel will ever have a cannabis smoking area in NYC? I don't think so. They don't want to introduce anything like that. It might be just an old way of thinking. It might just be a new way of making sure that they're being compliant with everything because they're watched and monitored. The Siamese cat just came in here, and she will not even come near me. Champagne Pappy says, COVID is all over the place. In Alberta, it was the worst place in the world at one point. Today, only 20 new cases. Yeah, so let's go take a look at the Nevada Independent. If you guys want to see the COVID stats, go to the NevadaIndependent.com. On the top right, or top left, there's a thing called coronavirus data. Hey, come here. Are you hungry? Now she is hungry. She will come to me. But she will scream like a banshee. She's a little Siamese cat. Come here, Bubba. Come on. You know you want to. Oh, you're so nice. Oh, you're so not nice anymore. There it is. I don't know where Blackjack is before you guys ask. So we had 438 new cases in the state of Nevada since yesterday. This is her. We adopted her with the first donation I ever actually had to the channel. Somebody donated so I could get a GoPro mic adapter. Come on, man. Oh, okay. And there was this there was this Petco or Petland or PetSmart or something, and they have the cats up for adoption, and we kept seeing this Siamese cat, but we were so broke at the time we didn't have the adoption fees. But somebody oversent me the money. They sent me $100 for a $50 thing. So I said, well, it's about time we pick up that cat. That's divine. That's a message from God. And so we picked up the Siamese. And I picked up a little Siamese cat just now on me, permanently. So we brought her home, and she was like completely white. But Siamese cats are born white. They have this weird pigment in their fur and their hair follicles. So if they're in a warm temperature like the mother's womb and all that, they'll stay white, and then as they get cold, they can turn colors. So she's darkened up a whole lot. How is Blackjack? Blackjack's doing great. I don't know what he's doing right now. And our senior citizen, Kitty, he would be in here screaming at me the whole time. So Caroline has him in the other room. She's watching Pulp Fiction. Go figure. So we have 438 cases up, 2 deaths in the last day. Well, wait, hold on. Why is it saying... Oh, that's recoveries. I was wrong. It's even worse. We have 697 cases up from yesterday, 2 deaths from yesterday, and 438 recoveries. And then in terms of... and I could totally show my screen to you if I was prepared for this. In terms of vaccines, the vaccines have just been not responsive out here. People aren't getting the vaccines anymore like they used to be. So tests, exploring... Where's the vaccine data? It's on here somewhere, but people aren't getting the vaccines as much. Enjoy your home stream, Stephanie says, for a change like the old days. I'm going to try to do 1 to 2 of these per week, every week. So that's where she attacked me right there, by the way. I'm going to try to do 1 to 2 of these per week. I'll start them at 10 o'clock, and they'll go a minimum of 1 hour. So if you guys like them, subscribe to them. And if you guys are here to chat, that's great too. So, hi, Steve. I found an autographed Philadelphia Flyers hockey puck at my job, and I'm not really a hockey person. I was wondering if you're interested. How much do you want for it? Who autographed it? Young LA Raider. Should email me. I saw you, buddy. You posted that twice. Have you ever bought anything from a pawn shop? Yeah, we buy lots of things from pawn shops, mostly small little electronics, watches. We send them to the Philippines because over there, even the electronics here are much more modern when they're in a pawn shop, so buy little doohickeys and things like that. You can get an iPod. It's going to be cherished over there for a long time. Things like this. And then watches. You can get some amazing deals on watches. Not electronic smartwatches, but actual mechanical watches. You can sometimes get them for pennies on the dollar almost. I think we got a Casio, which is a really nice chronograph watch. It's a $1,200 watch. We got it for like $250, and we're going to be sending that. I can't say much more about what we bought over there. Let's see here. Most of the cases of COVID are in Clark County than up here in Reno. Yeah, it makes sense, John. I mean, it's not a knock on Reno, but where does everybody come when they come to Nevada? They go to Reno to fly in to go to Tahoe. And yes, some people vacation in Reno for sure. It's a beautiful place, but they're coming here to Las Vegas. I mean, on a normal year, 45 million people, right? Coming through the place. Mostly more cases of COVID are in Clark County than up here in Reno. I gotcha. Nope, the vaccines are just emergency usage approved, not full FDA. Yeah, the vaccines are not fully FDA approved. They're emergency use only. So, we all got our science experiment, right? Oh, I got mine. I got the Johnson & Johnson science experiment because I understood how it worked proper, and I have cat hair all over my face. Any word on the Drew and why it was... Hit your mic like an amateur. Why it was forgotten? It's not forgotten. It sold last year to a company that was a split. It was an investment by the Koch brothers, KOCH, and also Fontainebleau. So it might be the Fontainebleau again someday. If Resorts World pans out and works out really, really well, then I imagine that whole area will be redeveloped. It's sitting next to where they're going to build the All-Net Arena if they ever get funding for it, which is a $3 billion project, 20,000 seat open air arena, so it has like a glassed in roof and it'll be a giant venue with retail, movie theaters, bowling alleys. The north end can't support that much traffic right now, but if those properties open up, then you have a reason for people to quickly go from Circus, Hilton Grand Vacation, Sky Condo, Fontainebleau, Resorts World, Sahara, all in that order, then people will be localized. Because the problem is, when you're on the middle of the strip, you're fine. You can go to 6 hotels in just the course of a few hours, but you can't do that on the north end. So what keeps you on the north end? You can't leave the resort in the middle of the day to go anywhere because you have to walk so far. It's like Mad Max out there. So yeah, in time it could be. Let's see here. Will you be streaming? Where will you be streaming from this weekend? Probably the Strip. I might try Fremont Street. I know totally tomorrow because I have to meet my high roller friend at Caesar's Palace. We're talking about something. Tomorrow will definitely be from the Strip. Saturday is up in the air right now. Stephanie Trump, congrats on your Disney ring. Oh yeah, Stephanie, you used to work there. They gave you a ring. That's good. The government wasted a ton of money on vaccines nobody wants to take. Well, a lot of people did take them. I mean, a lot of folks got them. Now they're starting to push the Delta variant. By the way, the Delta variant's death rate is 0.08%. 0.8. I don't even know how that works out in math because I'm not a math guy. So if I take a calculator, so if I take 100% and I subtract 0.08%, that means it has a survivability rate of 99.92%. And it's sad that I didn't know that, but it's the end of the day, so cut me some slack, yo. Sarah Oakley says, Stephen, we are due to be on a Vegas last week of October. Crossing the fingers, be great to bump into you on the Strip. We've been following you for ages. Sarah, it'd be nice to meet you too. If you guys don't already know, you guys can bump into me at any time you want to. Just look on the live stream and I'll be out there. And I welcome meeting with you guys. Mr. Uber, I love my Mickey Mouse retirement ring. That's awesome. Let's see if we can find some more comments up here. If I was using StreamYard, I'd be able to click on your comments and it would shoot them across the stream. But I'm not using StreamYard. I'm using OBS for my software tonight. Why is Shanta's message getting retracted? Well, CK, the only person that can retract Shanta's messages are Shanta. So she's personally retracting them, which is cool. How is the housing market? Oh, yeah, man. So solar panels are totally worth it out here. A lot of places have solar panels. The best time to get solar would actually be in the wintertime because people aren't thinking about their housing and heating bills, so the solar guys are not as busy. They might give you a deal, I'm guessing. But the housing market is up. We hit a record of $395,000 for the median home price in Nevada just this week. That's the record from last month, so it's getting more expensive than ever to have a house out here. You need an all-cash offer in a lot of cases. You can buy them on financing, I'm sure, but you need to pay over the amount, and you need to have a very good realtor if you're planning on doing that. Any word, Thomas Rudd says, if they are planning to extend the monorail towards the downtown Fremont area? No, that'll probably never happen in a million years. It seems like the city and the LVCVA, the Las Vegas Visitors and Convention Authority, is going all in on having themselves the Elon Musk Loop. And that Musk Loop, say it, Musk Loop, Musk Loop, Musk Loop, Musk Loop, Musk Loop, Musk Loop. It doesn't make any sense anymore, does it? That loop would probably, they say it could take you from downtown to the airport in 8 minutes because it's just a Tesla car underground without traffic, unimpeded. It costs $35. Would you take that one? You tell me in the comments of this video if you're watching on replay. Tell me in the chat if you're watching right now. Is it possible to go for Valley of Fire this time of the year, or would you die instantaneously? The Valley of Fire temperatures, I'm not sure what they are. Valley of Fire weather. Let's see what that is. I mean, right now it's 97 degrees. There's an excessive heat warning. It's going to be just like Vegas weather on 115 on Friday, 118 on Saturday. Maybe a degree warmer than Las Vegas's city weather. There's a visitor center there, so you're not just going to be marooned in the middle of nowhere, but there is absolutely no cloud. There's no shade there. If you're going to go there early in the morning. And even then, at 5 in the morning, the low temperature is going to be 91 maybe. And it's just going to be hot. You're not going to really enjoy yourself that much. What's your favorite hotel on the Strip? I used to say Caesars. I'm leaning more towards Resorts World, but it's not even a finished property yet. So I'm just going to stick with Caesars for now and say that I'm not a hater. Just don't like their policies. Bellagio's good too. I like those places. Solar panels also cool because the sun doesn't go through and warm down below, or you could just pour fossil fuels on your roof. Just pour gasoline on your roof, Nick. That's a good idea. Let's see here. Road construction on the 10, so I'll be home soon. Oh, Steve D is here. Australia has an uptake of the vax so far, 9%. So far, nobody wants it if no government doesn't know what to do. Well, Australia had its own vaccine, and it was crazy. Australia's vaccine was canceled by the Australian government. And do you guys want to know why it was canceled? Say yes in the chat if you want to know why the Australian government abandoned their vaccine, which is going to play into the COVID conspiracies, just so you guys know. But say yes if you want to hear that story. Have you been off the Strip? Have you been to Off the Strip? What is Off the Strip? That sounds like an attraction. Explain it to me, Bald Eagle. Last time caught a dirty Uber that cost as much. Okay. If a penny went to Elon, then never would take it. Well, already many pennies are going to Elon. Many, many pennies, JC Russell wants to come to Las Vegas. 105 starts cooking you alive, literally. I don't know about that, Nick, and there's some science you can provide. That's interesting. I used to work out in 110 degree heat for hours on end. So, every year I'd have to look at my freckles and make sure I wasn't going to die. I'm in the new home industry. Home prices are considerably higher year over year due to material cost rise because of demand. This is consistent across North America. Lumber's up 350%. You're not wrong on that. Unfortunately, we're talking about just the resale market. So these are not new homes, but you're right on new homes. That's definitely going to go up every single year. And then new homes have this whole other side effect that you can have where the new homes might be crappy. I mean, some of them cut corners, not all of them. I'm sure Champagne Pappy works for a great reputable company, but there's been some horror stories out here where people's homes are basically unfinished. An uncle of mine in Utah bought a new home construction, and the entire block, all of the homes started sinking into the ground because it didn't compact the ground enough when they built the basements. We don't have basements out here. Out here it's slab on grade concrete, which means that there's no basements in Nevada for the most part. You can find some homes, but it's not the traditional way to make it. So When you build a traditional home, you might build a basement, which is you dig a hole into the ground about, 8 feet deep. You pour concrete, you make walls out of forms, and you form the walls out. Here, you don't do that. Here, what you do is you level the ground, and you compact the ground, and then you dig a trench all around that. And then what you do is you pour the forms. You put the boards in. I did construction for a little while with an uncle. You put boards around there. You pour the concrete. You put the rebar into there where the walls are going to sit like that. You pour a slab, and then you build your house on top of a slab. Well, if your ground's not compacted enough, your house is going to sink. Now, no, the Luxor is not sinking. That's a rumor that somebody made up, probably Vital Vegas, because he makes up rumors sometimes, and then he says, they're just rumors. I didn't mean it. And I don't want to make him mad, because he seems like a guy you don't want to cross. I like his reporting sometimes, by the way. You can check him out on Twitter. I'm blocked, so I can't. He don't like me very much. Anyways, no, Luxor is not sinking. We got a lot of yeses. So interestingly enough, right, researchers in India, when COVID first started coming about, did some research on the DNA of COVID, and they found out that it had HIV virus in it, which was strange. Why would it have that? That's weird. I mean, if it came from a bat and not from a lab, it wouldn't have that. If there wasn't any kind of experiment. But anyways, that's the whole conspiracy thing. Well, when in Australia they started making the COVID vaccine and giving it to people on a test in their trials, they found those people were actually testing false positive for having HIV. Yeah, so there's that. So Australia canceled it and said, we're just going to throw it out to buy our own copies of Pfizer and Moderna and AstraZeneca and whatever else all of these different versions are, Johnson & Johnson. But that's what happened. Kind of weird. So all those conspiracy theories perk up their ears and say, see, I told you, it's man-made. Why would it have that in it? I don't know. I'm not a scientist. I'm not a biologist. I live in Moapa Valley. Our thermometer said 129. When they report the temperature, they take it at the airport in the shade. When in full sunlight, you have to add another 10 degrees. Deb is not wrong on that one. I've put thermometers out on the strip. We put one on top of a yellow patio umbrella, and it read 134 one day. That was years ago. Very hot. Let's read some comments. Let's see here. I believe cellulose starts to break down at above 105, at which point your body has to cool itself off, stop cells from dying. It also applies to cooking. Maybe, Nick, that's possible, but our bodies are constantly making cells, and our cells are constantly dying and regenerating. And I don't know. I'd like to think that cellulose, which is plant tissue, right? Cellulose, plant tissue, but we're not plant tissue, so maybe is there something different to it? Again, I'm not a biologist. Stevie J, whenever you see this comment, shoot me your email so I can send you the picture. It's on the screen, brother. Stephen J at notleavinglasvegas.com. It should be somewhere down here. See that? Ooh, fancy effects in the studio. That's my email right there. Super happy to join the chat tonight. Been doing good here. Missing Las Vegas, Jenny says. Thank you for watching, Jenny. If you have not seen already, consider subscribing to the Las Vegas channel, Not Leaving Las Vegas, Fountain Action says. Thank you so much. That was on the code name Alex A. Jones show. Yeah, we can't say, oh man, I almost said the bad word from the bad man. But it's true. Everything I told you was true. The whole thing about India, and then they found that there was certain parts of HIV in it, and then Australia did their vaccine tests and people were false positives. And I'm telling you things from Business Insider. I'm not telling you things from crazy guy conspiracy blog, so you can go look this stuff up. I won't give you bad information that's not in the mainstream. It's actually the Oxford University UK vaccine that Australia banked on, but too many blood clots in it, so it changed it to 60 and above. It's the AZ that's having the problems, not the Australian made. But the Australian made vac never came to fruition. Did it, Kiwi, or did it? I just got home from the Delano, and it was probably the worst Vegas experience I've had. Have you ever stayed there? Christian, I hate to hear that. I did a big old room tour of the Delano, of one of the whale suites where you can't actually buy it. I did that, about a month before COVID outbreak hit, back in January of 2020. So, I mean, it was a dated room. It wasn't the newest room out there, but it was giant and huge. I've never heard anything bad about them. When is the Caesars Forum convention space behind the High Roller going to have its first convention? I'm not sure, Kumquats. I mean, they have a lot of space that Caesars can deal with at other places right now. I imagine at some point this year, if they could, I mean, they've been building it forever and a half, right? Good night, Steve. Thanks for the live chat. Thank you, Kevin McCauley. I appreciate you. Does anyone know what vaccine they primarily distributed in the UK? It's Oxford AstraZeneca. Isn't it, Champagne Pappy? I mean, because that was the first one ever that was approved. Hold on one sec. I got the Siamese down here. One sec. It's not her. It's just a scorpion. I had to kill a scorpion today. It was horrible. It was crawling across my living room floor, and it scares the hell out of me because I don't want the cats to get bit by a scorpion. It's 11:25. Do you know where your kids are? Man, it's only 10:25 here. You must be in the Mountain Time Zone. Are you drinking coffee? No, I'm not, Ward S. Are you drinking coffee? It's late, unless you're in the UK, in which case it's about 6:30 in the morning, which would make total sense. Oh, Shanta says a good way to support us is PayPal. Stephen S.J. Campbell. You can just go to notleavinglasvegas.com/donate if you want to, or you can super chat us here. But you guys are just chatting with me tonight, normal style, which is cool. 420 people. I'm very impressed, and I'm very honored that that is there. Any big water parks here, Jay Johnson says. There are 2 Wet n Wilds. There used to be a Wet n Wild on the Strip. Let me pull my chair up. Oh, my back is killing me. There used to be 2 Wet n Wilds on the Strip. No, wait, 1 Wet n Wild on the Strip. Now there's 2 and not on the Strip. That Wet n Wild was where the Fontainebleau sits right now. It was open all the way through the 90s and early 2000s, I believe. Now there's a Wet n Wild off of Fort Apache Road, and there's one down in Henderson. They're pretty big water parks, but they're pretty far off the Strip. You'd have to get a taxi, a cab, or drive there. And so there is that option for you. UK is also Pfizer. Okay, thank you so much. Little Katie lady says. Let's say UK vaccine is AstraZeneca for everyone over 40 and Pfizer for under 40. Okay. Wonder why that is. Talk about thinning the herd. Don't give AstraZeneca to anybody if it causes that many blood clots, right? More like a radio talk show host. It's all on a whim says. I appreciate that. Maybe I sound like a radio talk show host. Could do my crazy taxi radio voice. And we're not having deaths from the virus, so we are in a stalemate, Kiwi says. I know, man. Australia is so locked down, dude. I mean, how are we going to export cool Australian stuff like Foster's, which I hear they don't actually drink Foster's in Australia. All the Canadian stereotypes, they're all true. Canadians drink Labatt's and Molson Canadian, but I heard that they don't drink Foster's in Australia. How are we gonna export didgeridoos? And the boomerang business must be cratering. I know those are just stereotypes. I love Australians, by the way. Stephen, my first house in Las Vegas had an evaporative cooler instead of central air. I didn't mind it because it introduced humidity and was cheap. Do you have that at your residence? No, I just got a in-room thing that Mr. Uber was nice enough to donate to the channel last year. Thank you, Mr. Uber. Oh, Jay Grove. Yeah, Pfizer thinks a booster will help fight Delta even better. Go big medicine. I know, man. So, by the way, thank Jay Grove 111. Thank him so much, guys. Thank him 416 times for helping the channel continue on and helping the family out over here. So, you want to hear something about Big Pharma? I don't know. I mean, I'm not a doctor, right? But I have a blood pressure monitor. So for a while there, I was flirting with like really high blood pressure, like 165 over like almost 100. Oh my God, Steven, you're going to die. I don't know what it was. Maybe it was just stress in my life. No, not sure. Changed my diet a little bit. Some low-dose aspirin. It's 125. Cool. That's nice. Oh my God, Tom Brokaw. Oh, I'm Tom Brokaw. Thank you, bro. Please to go to Parasol Down. That would be a nice place. I could go there with Caroline. Parasol Down is in the Wynn, and it's a nice place. It's at the bottom part. When you go over, you're going to go over to the Lake of Dreams, and there's an escalator that goes out, and you go to Parasol Down. That one is one we might actually explore if it wasn't so freaking hot this weekend. Anyways, I completely lost my train of thought just now, and it's really, really damning. Man, I hate that. But, no, I'm not on caffeine. I haven't been on caffeine now for nearly a year. It'll be July 17th. Will be my 1-year anniversary. Holy cow. Joshua Newberger says, is Canada open? Steve, online news is useless. Oh, Joshua. You know who's screaming to open Canada? Vermont, Maine, New Hampshire. Live free or die hard. No, that's not how it goes. That's a movie. But those northern states are dying, man. Wisconsin, Montana, Washington. Like, their tourism comes from Canada. We'll get to JC Reed in just half a jiff. Yeah, I mean, no, it's not open. Unless you're like me, a Canadian-born citizen, and then you always have the right to go back. Or if, or if you're naturalized, or if you have status in Canada, you can travel outside the country and back in. On July 5th, they changed the rules, so You can avoid the whole ridiculous 3-day quarantine thing if you're fully vaccinated, I believe. But you have to have a specific type of COVID test in the United States and get a specific type of one in Canada and then be clear of it. I think it's a rapid test in Canada, which makes it completely useless because those tests are useless. They're just so useless. Elon Musk, which, some of you guys don't like, he had 4 tests on the same day. 2 came back positive, 2 came back negative. He used the same lab, same technician, same brand of rapid tests, so they're not very useful. So when are those borders going to open? Well, I've been hearing end of July, but it's just really a political thing right now, I think. And Canada is really dying down. I mean, they're having the Calgary Stampede in Calgary, Alberta, and they're making all sorts of exceptions. I mean, they're allowing non-Canadians to come in to race in the rodeo. Not race in the rodeo, but compete in the rodeo in Calgary, which seems really unfair to everybody else. If you have friends and family you haven't seen for years. It's not open right now, though, unfortunately. It's just a quagmire, and there's not even a lot of flights going. If you're going to specific places, you might take extra flights to get there. Thank you so much. So guys, say thank you to Mr. Joshua Newberger. Say thank you to him 428 times. How do I manage 428 people? Listen, I'm so blessed. I'm so lucky. I see people that do On the Strip and Fremont Street live streams, and they have more subscribers than me, and they don't even get this many people at once. And I'm just talking to you on a camera. JC Reed says, hi, Stephen. Already missing Las Vegas. I was glad to find you. I was glad to find you too, brother. Thank you so much for bumping into me. That was so fun of you, and you were so generous that night. You didn't have to do that. JC Reed handed me a real life super chat for $100, and that was super nice of him. That helped out a whole lot. So somebody asked, would I do live streams with others live streamers if they wanted to? So Caroline and I were talking about this, and for a while I was like, sad sack, short stick Steven. Oh, poor me. And I realized that, no, I mean, if they don't want to do live streams with me, it's fine. I don't fit into the clique. I'm not, ain't nobody messing with my clique. Click. It's a song. Who did that song? Tell me in the comments below. But, I'm not a food reviewer. I'm not, hey guys, we're out of the pool. I do this as full-time as possible. I do as much content, if not more than them. And I do news updates, and I analyze things, and I'm an analytical person, and I am older than I think that I am older than every single one of them, and I'm just not a bar buddy. I don't know, they're probably on group texts going, yay, everything's good, unicorns and rainbows and leprechauns, and isn't Cardi B cool, and TikToks, whatever kids talk about. That's just not me, so I'm not invited into their clique. Plus, I'm pretty sure a couple of them freaking hate me. Okay, I'm a hateable guy sometimes. My personality doesn't jive. Today I was also told that I'm full of myself because I chirped back at the guy at Caesars, but the thing about it is, the dog ain't going to bite you if you don't walk up to the dog and poke it in its eye. So I was just, listen, man, you go through a lot of emotions doing this kind of stuff. How long do you think it will take for the resorts to come up to 100% employment again? It was a drag having some of the restaurants and stores having reduced hours. Well, great question. I guess the answer is, do they even want 100% employment? Because if you get used to a new standard in service and you just ride that standard into the sunset, well, hello. People don't care, they're like, if they'll tolerate crappy service, the casinos won't hire back the people because they'll tolerate crappy service. And in the last year, what did we all get used to during COVID? Garbage service. It wasn't any fault of anybody that was working in those jobs, but they were overwhelmed and overworked and, quite frankly, in a lot of cases, underpaid. So why would the casinos bring people back and pay some of their precious revenues that they're trying to get out? And speaking of which, just as a fun thing, let's just type in, MGM Resorts stock, because it's going to make you interested, okay? Let's go to 5 years, and let's see what it was. Oh, look at that. The day that the casinos closed down, on March 20th of 2020, it was $9.11 US. Now, the day before that, a few days before that, on February 14th, it was $31 for a stock in MGM Grand. Okay, so how are the casinos doing? Well, keep in mind, February 21st, when COVID was just a thing that was worrying New York City and stuff like that, not really affecting Vegas, right? $31.39 for that stock. Right now, the stock today closed at $40.86. Looks like we're back to business in terms of profitability of properties, and you're going to see the same thing. Let's go Caesars, CZR stock. Caesars stock price. Okay, 5 years for Caesars stock. Oh, look at that. February 21st, $68. Today, $94. Okay, let's just go one level of, let's just type the win, because the win's got to be none of these not all these properties can't be making more money and not hiring people back, right? Okay, well, the win was $127 on February 21st, and today it was $111.66. Point is, it was from an all-time low of $51 on March 20th, 2 days after the complete shutdown, to doubling its stock. They're making their money. They just don't want to hire people back. That's my suspicion. And the casinos really get to get their you-know-what together. Get your you-know-what together. Just get it together. I don't care what you do. Put it in a backpack. Take it to the you-know-what store. Take it to the you-know-what museum. Just get it together. Get your you-know-what together. I'm quoting something. What did I just quote without having to curse? You tell me in the comments below. Let's see here. Let's share this live stream. That would be good, Jenny. I shared it with all you. You guys can share it with somebody else. Collabs are generally flubs. Stick to your own thing. Well, collabs are what I call the circle jerk. Just visualize it in your head. It's a dirty thing. Everybody's just patting each other on the back. Oh, isn't that great? Yeah, well, blah, blah, blah. But everybody knows each other. You're not going to gain much out of that. What you gain, in my opinion, is by making unique content that's interesting and making the occasional video that gets a little bit more people involved in it. Okay? Turnout World wanted to work with you. I gave them my phone number. I don't have their phone number. They never contacted me. Turn Up World. I like their channel. I like their content. Seem like fun people. They never reached out to me. And I had somebody who does have communication with them who told me, yeah, they're not reaching out to you. So that's what that is. This is the right day and time to live stream, M. Yeah, we're going to do them on 10 o'clock and see if we get people in the chats. How long do you think it will take for resorts to come up to 100% employment? We already answered that one. Out of all the other streamers, I think you and Bob Dingo would get along well and have a good chemistry together. I don't know, maybe Bob Dingo. I think, I have to go and take him out of YouTube jail. I put Bob Dingo into YouTube jail one day. Let me see if he's still in YouTube jail. I'm going to go to my creator. You guys can't see this part, obviously. I'm going to go to my community. And I'm going to go and I'm going to search for the word dingo. And he is out of YouTube jail. I took him out of YouTube jail, which is good. The reason I had to do that is because what he was basically doing was, when I was doing my Virgin live stream, he was telling people basically, hey, Pomsey's already inside. Go watch Pomsey. And I'm like, dude, I'm walking to the property like right now. What are you doing, bro? Oh, no, the yelling cat is here. I don't know if you guys can hear him. Hi. He's screaming and yelling, and Caroline's coming in to take good care of him. Hi, love. Thank you. So sorry. You want to bring him on camera for half a second or no? She can't hear me. Yeah, but that's okay. Are you okay being on camera for half a second? You're the bright. You're the bright spot of the stream. Watch your. Don't trip. Don't trip. Don't trip. Oh no. Oh.
No, he's got like long nails.
Oh, he's got those long.
Oh my god.
Nails.
Okay.
He's got what do they call those things? Those hooks in the Philippines? It's a weapon. Oh my gosh. There he is. There's my yelling little guy. Why are you yelling so much? Oh, I know. I love you. I love you too. You're so hungry and you have such a weird fast metabolism now, because cats get old, they get fast metabolism.
Oh my
There it is. You gonna sing for the people?
Singing? Yeah.
You don't like the lights. I don't like the lights either. They're hot, I know. Oh, baby. Stick with me. Oh, I know. Since you were a kitten. Same old deal. All right. Okay. Hot potato. Okay. All right. Okay. Oh, my gosh.
I know. He's got a lot of hair.
This is ridiculous. Oh, my gosh. Can you bring me a lint roller? I'm embarrassed. So much.
No, that means you own a cat.
That means I own a cat. Oh, no. Cat hair for sale. If I had an OnlyFans, I would sell this on my OnlyFans. You want to click that shot for me, love? Thank you. Oh, my goodness. Anyways. Only collab when you have a pre-existing relationship. Yeah, so anyways, I like Bob Dingo. I think he's an open kind of guy. And the only thing is that he talks a lot of smack about other YouTubers on his channel. Well, he doesn't, but his audience does. And I always try to tell you guys, don't talk smack about other YouTubers on my channel, please. We're not here to cut other people down. We're here to talk about our thing and do our thing. We don't have to talk smack about others. And I've seen that happen more than once, where they just literally get into bitch sessions about different people. And when that happens, I wonder what they're talking about when it comes to me. And I don't know. That's what I will say. It's kind of like, if you're in there talking smack about somebody to a group of people that's not in the room, and then you leave, you know that those people are thinking, what do they say about me when I'm not around? I'll have to send you a pic of our 2 husband and wife kitties. Aw, casino crew. That sounds nice. In Soviet Russia, cat owns you. Yeah, he's an old guy. He's an old guy. Please, Steven, say hi to Caroline for me. I will do, Steve D. She's already gone, but she knows you're out there. Yeah, so that's what that is. So yeah, I took him out of YouTube jail. He's more than welcome to chat on my videos again. He's been like that for a while, apparently. I'm looking at it right now. Look at how many times I've banned Clorox bleach. It was one of those chat bots. It's hilarious. It's sad to see how many people I've had to ban. There's 300 and 400 people I've had to ban out of the chats. I don't know why they do that. You have more class than them. No, everybody's classy in their own way. I don't have much class right now. I'm a hairball. Jay Grove, 321, voice impression. Voice impression. What impression could we do? I don't know. I'm not working on any impressions right now. We got to do, I guess, Arnold Schwarzenegger. We could do the Arnold impression. What would Arnold be doing? Going to the buffet? Going to the buffet at Bacchanal. $69.95 or something ridiculous like that. Guys, say thanks to Jay Grove 111 for me, please. Say thanks to him 438 times. And Arnold went there. He goes, oh my God, it's buffet. It's fantastic. I used to go to buffets in Austria as a young boy. As a boy in Austria. Yeah. But this buffet is it's all big, it's enormous, it's gigantic, it's huge. You almost sounded Russian, Arnold. What's wrong with you? I don't know. Look at that, look over there. I'm going to go eat the steaks. I need protein for my pumps, my carbohydrates. It's terrible. Terrible impression. Let's see here. You don't need anyone else. You're good on your own since you are interesting and informative live streams and videos. Thank you. Drunk Bunny to you. There you go. Horrible year. $74.99? Oh my God. Really? They've done it again. Oops, I did it again. I played with the price. You suckers will pay. Ooh, baby, baby. German YouTuber, German in Venice. That guy's awesome. I always want to collab with him, but Steve D was trying to track him down for me, but we couldn't get to it. Wouldn't happen. It just didn't happen. Hello, when all the circ shows be back up. I gotta look into the circ shows because I know they're opening some of them. I really should do those videos, but I don't think anybody would watch a video about that kind of stuff now, you know? People ain't watching that. People are watching like, you know, these 14 Vegas casinos are ripping you off. And people are, what else are they watching? They're watching like, you know, these are the Nevada casinos that'll disappear forever. Well, yeah, guess what? The Showboat closed, and also the Lakeside up in Tahoe. Like, okay. Yeah, that's what happens in a bad economy. Intel Wild, get to the resort, get to the Resorts World. By the way, you got to go to the 66th floor Resorts World. Tell them I sent you if you do. Go up there. Say, hey, man, saw you on Not Leaving Las Vegas. Great channel. That'd be fun. Yeah, but that's the thing. I can make those videos. I made one today. Hell, I'm terrible. Something seriously wrong with Caesar's Palace. They kicked me out, but I think there is something seriously wrong with Caesar's Palace, so to me, it's not clickbait. Let's see here. German in Venice. Yeah, my boy really got his own cup with him and his wife. Yeah, well, they sent us 2 of these. This was great. This is from a company called Virtue Laser. You can find them on Facebook, and they can take your picture. And I didn't ask them for this. They just sent me as a surprise. I have a P.O. box in all of my videos in the Show More button below my videos, and it's a really nice one. Let's look at it up close. So it's actually a picture of us that he pulled off of the Facebook group Not Leaving Las Vegas, and hers says Caroline on it, I believe, and it's a really nice one. So thank you so much to Virtue Laser on Facebook. I've had that for a while. The thing about this is that this room gets really hot. When the AC is not on, it gets up to 86 degrees in this room. I can leave this in this room, and it'll just sit there, and it'll keep ice, and it'll keep cold. It's like a double-walled steel container, so it's really good. How long have I lived in Vegas, Vicky Davis? I've been here since about, was it May of this year? No, I've been here since June, July. I've been in the United States since July 4th of 2004, and I moved here a few months later in December full-time. So since 2004 December. Circa versus Resorts World, go! Oh my God, Circa versus Resorts World. Oh my goodness, my friend Richard Wilk's going to kill me. They're both really nice properties. They're both upscale properties. Resorts World's a much bigger property in terms of casino floor space, and Circa's more geared towards sports. It's more geared towards sports analysis. Thank you, Paul Rotter, for the Not Leaving Las Vegas juice. I mean, Guys, thank Paul Rotter 435 times while I answer Jay Grove there, so I don't miss anybody. Circa has its own freaking radio station, VSIN, playing out of it. Stadium Swim is all about sports. Maybe the world's biggest sports book. It's all about sports, right? Bart gets to ride up in the front seat because he's a good guy in sports. There you go. It's my Simpsons reference. I'm a 90s kid. Deal with it. So, yeah, they have a huge sports book out there. They're more towards, I think, a younger demographic as well. I'm not saying that they wouldn't invite you in if you were of an older demographic, but I had the pleasure of speaking with their social media manager, and they have a TikTok account. Like, they're going towards that younger demographic over there. So it's a 21 over resort as well, as opposed to Resorts World. But Resorts World has its charms too. I mean, Resorts World has a giant theater. Circa has no theater, but they do have the downtown event center just across the way from the D, which is owned by the Circa. So they're great. I'd say you could stay at either one and have a good experience. The rooms at Circa, the top level rooms versus the Resorts World are going to be comparable, but Circa has some innovative rooms like the bunk bed rooms, which I reviewed here on the channel. In terms of dining, I think that there's probably more high-end dining over at the Resorts World as well. But then in terms of casual stuff, who doesn't like themselves some Project Barbecue? Intel Wild says, my name is Intel and I am not leaving Las Vegas. Thank you so much, Intel. I appreciate you very much. YouTuber Camo Dave mentioned you in a few times. He focuses more on nomad RVers. Said you are informative and make Vegas interesting, which is true. I've seen his videos. He's super nice to do that. He's a nice guy. How about the Tampa Bay Lightning? Check this out. I'll get this for you, okay? Okay, Fatty getting up. One sec. Oh, my goodness. Okay. So this is what I was telling you all about. I wasn't able to... Oh, by the way, I'm going to grab this thing. I'm going to show you this in a minute. This is my most treasured Vegas shutdown thing in my hand right here. I can't show you what this is right now, but we'll get to that in a second. If we can get up to... If we can get this up to 350 likes, I will show you what this is. There it is. But Wrestling Ernest Hemingway, I don't know if he's in the chats. I think he is right now. Chris Harlan saw Sin City last night. Decent, but you're better. Sin City? Is that a channel or is that a movie called Sin City? That's a good movie. This is what Wrestling Ernest Hemingway sent me. Here he is. So he sent me this Tampa Bay Lightning super retro. This is not like, hey, let's make a throwback. This is the real deal. This is a Tampa Bay Lightning cap from the first season, I believe, that they ever played. It's interesting because you can actually see, the tags are still on it. The tags are still here. And it's from Irvine, California, a company called Sports Specialties, which I don't think exists anymore. But what's also interesting is that you can see how the game has grown, because back in the day, this one here, this had French on it. I mean, this is French on it. So LNH, that's the NHL. That's the original NHL logo back there. Well, not the original, but that's what they used up until recently. And then you can see on the other side here we have the English tag. So this was made for both Canadian and American markets, which was what this was. And you can see all of the old sports logos on this tag right here. So there you go. All of the really old sports logos. Like, I think the NBA's and the MLB are the same, but NCAA, NHL's changed. Team NFL, NFL's crest has changed. Everything's changed. So pretty cool. This one here I didn't want to wear on the stream because I would have to rip out that tag. I'm not willing to rip out that tag. That tag is part of history. That's not going anywhere. So there you go. All right, so it does have the logo on the side, even if I didn't realize that. Yeah, it does. It has the logo, the original Tampa Bay logo, which is the state of Florida. Now it looks like a freaking comic book. But by the way, congratulations to the Tampa Bay Lightning. It's a well-deserved win, even if you were over the salary cap and a lot of people are upset with you. Ha! What did Tim say that's a good call? Let's see what Tim said. Can I get a Tim? I don't see Tim. I don't know sure what Tim said. Slam Dunk says Tampa Bay Lightning #1. They did well. They were over the salary cap. That's all I will say. And they get to break up the band starting today. It's going to be interesting because the expansion draft's coming in a few weeks. And they're not going to be the same team next year. So we'll see what happens. Do you feel any of the earthquake today? Nope. No earthquakes out here. Put that in a glass case. I bought a glass case from IKEA. It was called the Hoofenburfen. No, it was called something, and it was just horrible to put together. But, yeah, you can buy glass cases at IKEA for about $60. And it's the worst IKEA furniture I've ever put together, honestly. Jay Grove, heating me up. Man, you are the #1 contributor tonight, and I really appreciate you. Week 1, Ravens versus Raiders prediction. Raiders will go 0-100, until they get the best team on earth and dominate the league for 10 years straight. Maybe not, but I don't know, man. I'm not a football guy, but I think the Ravens were pretty good last year. I don't know what their final... I mean, the Ravens... Did they make the playoffs? Not even sure. But, the Raiders will start off strong, I believe. They probably win that game. And then they'll do what the Raiders do, which, unfortunately, is start to lose games. I want them to do well. I'm a Niners guy, but... Honestly, I don't know where we are with all this. My name is Steven, and I will be back in Las Vegas on July 18th. Steve D is coming back into town. There you go. Being Canadian, I guess you wanted to be the Canadians to win. Using voice-to-text aces and eights, it looks like. Be and Canadian. Being Canadian, did I want the Canadians to... I didn't have a dog in that fight, honestly. What I think is sad is that all the Canadians in Canada were just so, upset. And I know it's your national game, but there's more to it. Life is not just one game. If the Golden Knights lost, I'd be upset, but I wouldn't be, devastated. But a lot of Canadians who never rooted for the Montreal Canadiens were now rooting for the Canadiens. The same thing happened in 2004 when I was there, and the Calgary Flames went on a Cinderella run, and they lost to the Tampa Bay Lightning. And by the way, the Calgary Flames should have won the 2004 Stanley Cup, but they didn't have high-def cameras, and they didn't have the replay challenges. Anyways, that's my butt hurtness over that. But, the whole entire country of Canada was rooting for the Calgary Flames that day, that year. But don't worry, Canada. The Jays will be good someday, and the Raptors might win another one. Not this year, obviously. Breaking up the band. It's always true. Yeah, they got to do that this year, especially more than ever. What got you to change your mind about playing hockey as a kid? You didn't like it at first, but you really started to like it? I don't know that I ever told that story. I just didn't want to play organized hockey, but my parents got me into it. I've always enjoyed playing hockey. We have rinks in Canada, like they have baseball diamonds in America. They have baseball diamonds there too, but communities have rinks that are basically volunteers take care of them. There's always ice to play on, and I really enjoyed it. Wrestling, this is a fly in my room, by the way. Oh boy, do I have a lot of thoughts on what NHL players will end up in Seattle. Get rid of that there Fleury. He ruined our season. Not really, but Anyways, what will be the venue for the upcoming Las Vegas lacrosse team? Probably the Orleans Arena. Maybe they'll play down in Henderson. There's a lacrosse team coming to Vegas. If you've never seen indoor lacrosse, it is exciting. It is not what you see when on a Sunday afternoon you turn on ESPN and they have nothing else to show you. That's college lacrosse. That's outdoors. That's a very big, wide open game. Indoor lacrosse takes place on the same size as a hockey rink, so they can literally just convert an indoor arena to do it really quickly. And it's hard hitting. It's very fast. It's a very exciting game to watch. I watched the Calgary Roughnecks win their first championship in 2004 before I moved to the United States. There was 18,000 people at the time Pengrowth Saddledome. Now it's called the Scotiabank Saddledome. It was a great one. It was good. The Canadiens and the Lightning will be the same division next year. Probably. They're in the Eastern Conference, so they can't play each other in the Stanley Cup ever again. The studio looks nice and clean. It is filthy dirty behind the scenes. I can't ever give a studio tour. I'm a little scatterbrained kind of person. I don't know what that means, but I am scatterbrained as hell. That Roach Carrier excerpt on the Canadiens 5 spot is intense. I have no idea what that means. I have a feeling there's some misspelled words in there, Joshua, but you might be talking about a player. I'm not that deep in the Montreal Canadiens. I don't think Carr can lead the Raiders to a championship. Does the quarterback always have to lead the team to the championship? I don't know. Is it like that? Is it like in the hockey where the goalie has to lead the team to a championship? What if Vegas beats the Calgary in the playoffs one day? I'd be happy either way. I watch the Flames my whole life. Until Wild says, next year's champs, Lakers, Dodgers, Golden Knights, and Raiders, Rams. Well, you left out your LA Kings, buddy. I don't know what to tell you. What kind of an LA sports fan are you, huh? Dude, my goodness. Just joking. Rate the Orleans. I like the Orleans. I've never been in the rooms at the Orleans, but they're nice rooms, I've heard. And the Orleans is a nice casino. It's pretty wide open for what it is. It's a big, wide open space inside. They have a place called Big Al's Oyster Bar, which is good. They had a buffet that's closed forever now. So I don't think the Main Street Station's buffet is coming back when the company that owns it closes their other buffets. They have a movie theater there. They have a bowling alley there. It's a good place. You can take a self-contained night out with the family if you want to, and it's in a good part of town. It's not far off the strip. Would you go off the strip to get to it? No. There's no reason for you to do that. You wouldn't really have a reason to go that way. But, yeah, definitely worth checking out if you're here for a week or so and you just want to see something off the strip. Now Vegas just needs an NBA and an MLB team. Yeah, well, I don't think that the MLB is going to happen anytime soon, pardon me. Although the cover of the newspaper today was like, Oakland A's back in town looking for spots. You've been coming in since May. I mean, like, it's like either put a ring on it or don't put a ring on it. You know, you're just waiting for somebody to give you money in California because they're going to be so afraid of you. It's ridiculous already. Okay, either you don't want to get off the pot, Oakland. Make a decision. Stop putting your fan base through this turmoil because you don't have the money to build a Bayside arena. They want to build a Bayside baseball stadium right near the water. It looks gorgeous. The A's should definitely stay in Oakland. I don't see a reason to bring them here. Transplant teams seldom work very, very well, and the Raiders have never even played a full season in front of their own fans, so we can't say if that's working or not. Okay? So, you know what you're going to do? Put a team here, expect to get 35,000 people every single game for 81 games is kind of preposterous, especially when there's no connection to the team. What people fail to remember is the Vegas Golden Knights are a Vegas-born team. They were born here. They were made as an expansion team, not some transplant from a city that couldn't draw fans or needed a new building and couldn't get one and threw a temper tantrum and left. And let's just call it what it is. Al Davis wanted a building. His son wanted a building. So now they have a new building. And it made his son an instant billionaire. It did. Literally. We funded to make a man a billionaire. He was one of the bottom tier NFL owners. Mark Davis, after he inherited it from his father. Apparently what I heard was that basically guys like Jerry Jones chuckled about him behind his back. Now he's one of the prestige ones. And meanwhile, we're like 47th in education across the entire nation. But hey, we got a nice venue, and hey, every time I drive down the interstate now, it says July 10th, big stadium event, plan your routes. Fine. By the way, something tragic happened there. Do you guys want to hear what happened that was tragic? Get me to 300 likes. There was a major bad thing that happened at Allegiant Stadium just last weekend, July 3rd. If you guys want to hear about that, get me to 300 likes. Otherwise, what am I even doing here? Just kidding. Steven, what about the Gold Coast buffet? I've eaten that buffet. I wouldn't recommend that buffet to anybody. It's not very good. Maybe it got better. A's should move to Vegas. Okay, slam dunk. Nets don't. They play in New Jersey. No, the Nets play in Brooklyn. They're going to move back to Jersey, as they said, possibly. But no, the Brooklyn Nets don't play in Brooklyn. They are in New Jersey. They play in Brooklyn. They play in the Barclays Center, if it's still called that. Okay, what hotel would you recommend to stay on Fremont? Probably Circa, because it's the nicest, newest, shiniest one. But I like the D. It's a lot more affordable. You can use RW25 at the D's website. Get 25% off your room stay. Jay Grove shooting a loony at me. Boom! Here's a loony. Hit me in the head. Hurts. Got it embedded in my forehead for a minute. That was a picture of a loon. Thank you so much, Jay Grove. At least it wasn't the queen that stuck in my head. I have an impression there. Steven, thoughts on Harlem Globetrotters pursuant... Should it become the Vegas NBA team? What? That's like that guy today that asked Biden that question about. I can't say the name because it's terror related. That sounds like the most ridiculous thing in the world. The Harlem Globetrotters are not a real sports team, and those guys are very talented, but I don't think they're competitive in an NBA sense. That's a crazy rumor. I have to look that one up. Seriously, hold on. Set a reminder to look up the Harlem Globetrotters rumor tomorrow at 7 a.m.
Okay, added.
I have an Australian Siri, by the way. Steven, there is a YouTuber that calls Resorts World RW. Your thoughts? I don't know who that is, but it's kind of lazy to me. I mean, I don't call it CP. I'm going to the P. That's Paris. CP, Caesar's Palace. You go to the B, it's the Bellagio. Bellagio has 3 syllables. Bellagio, 4 syllables. Resorts World has 2. Resorts World, 3. I'm bad at words. Pardon me. That seems kind of lazy to me. I'll just call it Resorts World. That'll be my thing. Thank you so much. Super chatting from Intel Wild. Super nice. Let's see. Has Bellagio Buffet reopened? What was it like before, and what might you expect in the future? We've eaten the Bellagio Buffet once. It's a beautiful buffet. It's opulent. It's over the top. It's reopening. I think it's reopened actually on that one. Let me see here. Bellagio Buffet. The Bellagio Buffet. Temporarily closed. There is an opening date for that. I heard it somewhere in July. So yeah, yep, it's not open right now. So when it does reopen, I expect it to be in line with the price of Caesar's Palace, which apparently, according to Mr. Uber, is $75 frickin' dollars. You're getting out of there for $200, and you got a 90 minute, 2 hours, 120-minute time. You can't stay at the buffet and eat. That's ridiculous. But anyway, Steven, you said ask me anything, so here goes. Mulch or bag this time of the year? Mulch or bag this time of the year? Well, I don't understand the question, unfortunately. In terms of plant stuff out here, if you're going to do anything out in the desert, just know that you're going to be digging a whole lot, and you're going to be using a lot of backfill to plant gardens and stuff, because all of the dirt out here is not dirt. It's this really hard red sand that's really difficult to dig into, and there's rocks everywhere. So I'll go out, and Caroline's like, hey, you got to plant this lime tree. Okay, I'm going to plant a lime tree. Holy crap, I'm using, in the Philippines they call it a bara. I don't know what it's called here. It's that giant thing that weighs about 40 pounds, and you pound it into the ground. I'm using a pickaxe. I'm getting stone after stone after stone. But I don't understand the question. Mulch or bag this time of the year? Is that like, should I bag things up or should I mulch it? If you want to do composting, it's great out here if that's what you're referring to. Because obviously it's hot and everything breaks down super quickly. And yeah, I don't know how to answer your question because I don't totally understand it. CP is renovating the entrance starting this month. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be different. It's not going to be the same one from Did Caesar Stay Here? Apparently some agencies are reporting that the Globetrotters are interested in joining the NBA. This is preposterous. Heavens to Murgatroyd. Globetrotters, Las Vegas. Let's see what it says. It says Harlem Globetrotters schedule, tickets, events. Okay, let's see what the news says, because there's no news items that I can see. Not popping up on the first part of Google. Harlem Globetrotters send letter to Adam Silver asking to join the NBA as an expansion team. You know, the Globetrotters are interesting. If you're on podcasts, go look up a thing called Sports Wars. And there's a whole podcast network called Wondery you should check out. They did a whole series on the Harlem Globetrotters. They were a legitimate basketball team before they were a bunch of tricksters. Like, they're one of the oldest teams. Harlem Globetrotters founding date. So they were founded on the news section still. Harlem Globetrotters were started in 1926, man. And they had broken the color barrier in a lot of ways. They played colleges where it was like an all-white college back in the days. And they basically broke a color barrier there because they played these exhibition games against people. And these folks that were like basically living in the whitest communities in the country had never seen African-American players. And then they all had their prejudices because it was so long ago that people were just so much more ignorant than they are now. So all of a sudden, you see these fantastic athletes coming through, and it's changing the way people think about stuff. So they were also very revolutionary in terms of that kind of stuff too. Steven, totally a joke here, but with all these celebrity boxing matches going on, you and Pepsi in the ring, how many rounds is that thing going? How do I answer this question without making everybody super angry? I'll find it one day. I'll put it on Patreon and I'll send it to you, Intel, because you're not on Patreon. I don't think you are. But yeah, so I used to do Filipino martial arts, but I didn't do like FMA like Cali, like with sticks. Like, I went to this guy and he was insane, and I have video on it. I found it. It's full contact. The guru is called in Filipino martial arts. That's the instructor or the sensei, right, in Japanese, right? He was nuts, and I loved him, but he was a little bit too crazy, and I had to stop going to the school. He moved back to the Philippines, and he was like 7 feet tall, Mongolian descendant Filipino. We did full contact sparring. Full contact, like you're wearing all your pads, but you're getting hit really hard. And it was like on the ground, and most fights are not like movie fights. Most fights last 3 to 5 seconds. They're over really fast before they even started. That's how most fights work. And so, like, I have experience with that stuff, so I don't know how long it would last. I mean, you know, who knows? Maybe that guy's a badass. I have no idea. He probably outweighs me. I'm fat, though. Man. Let's see here. What else do we got? Joshua Newberger says, didn't you tell a story about when you had construction jobs You were Rambo 2 ripped. I used to be really in shape, man. I used to be real good in shape, actually. I used to be very low body fat, and I used to not look horrible, and now I do, so what can I tell you? No, I used to be about 12% body fat, but that wasn't when I was doing construction jobs. That was when I was just basically doing nothing but walking everywhere and training like crazy and eating low carbohydrate. And I thought I had cancer one day because I'm a hypochondriac by nature. So I said, okay. And it was about the time that the guy that was in what was it? It was a Showtime Gladiator show. Gladiator show. I can't remember the name of it. That was called Spartacus, Blood and Sand, and it was starring a guy named... So here's this... Get out of here, fly. I don't like you very much. It was starring Andy Whitfield, and Andy Whitfield was a young guy, but he was in great shape, and unfortunately, he was Welsh, and he died of cancer. And I thought, oh my God, they can go so young. So I'm like, either I'm going to get into shape, or this is cancer, because I had a little shoddy lymph node, it's called. You get swelling in your neck. It's a little thing about like a quarter of the size of a pencil eraser. It's gone now. But I thought I was going to die. So I went from like 238 pounds to like 152 pounds in the course of a year. And I was really skinny. And then I gained some weight and I looked much better. And then I just let myself go again because whatever. And that's what it is. So anyways, yeah, there you go. Thoughts on Instinct's Joey Fatone. I love Joey Fatone's name. Doesn't he sound like a Sopranos character? What's your name? I'm Joey Fatone. Yeah, come over here. Tell me what you want. Yeah, I'll make my boy, this is Johnny Two Legs. He's going to take care of you over there. Yeah, and if you don't pay up, Jimmy Pound Your Face is going to come and get you. So what do you think about Joey Fatone, Backstreet Boys members AJ McLean and Nick Carter, and Boyz II Men, Wayne Morris are teaming up for a nostalgic four-night engagement at the Venetian? I think that'll be a great ticket, John. It's not my music. I mean, I grew up with it. I was never on my MP3s or anything like that, but I think it'd be a great show. It's nostalgia. It's what they're looking for. They're looking for the people that are 40 now that were 15 then to come and fund it. It's a great idea. Let's see here. Main Street Station is scheduled to open in the fall this year. I don't know if the buffet will reopen. I'm going to almost guarantee the buffet's not reopening, but that's just because I just have a feeling that tonight's going to be a good night. It is a big fly, man. I don't like them. Jay Grove says, best high-end restaurant in Vegas. I've never eaten there, but I've always wanted to eat there. That would be probably, oh my gosh, lost my brain. MGM Grand Dining. I gotta look it up. Oh, HBO John says, g'day, Steve. When you use your gimbal, when you live stream, do you use the app that comes with the gimbal model in order to use the gimbal? Thanks. That's my impression of Australia, where everything ends in a question, and I love you, HBO John. He's a huge supporter of the channel. No, I don't. Actually, I've only ever used the gimbal from DJI, the app, one time to do some panoramic photos. So when I stream, I use the YouTube app in most cases because it's the most consistent. Joel Rubishon, to get back to Jake Grove, and then we're going to answer HBO John, then go back to Jake Grove right now. So I don't use the DJI app. It's got a bunch of funky features and stuff. It can do some cool things, but it's all basically just way too much overkill for me. If I'm filming something, I just kind of film it, and I don't even use the native camera app on this anymore. What I use instead is an app called Filmic Pro. You can see my home screen right here, and Filmic Pro is the one that is the little F, and Filmic Pro records video at a super high bit rate. Oh, look at that. They updated the app. This is what my view looks like when I'm filming stuff right there. Look at that. It's Inception. It's Stream Inception. Why is the aspect ratio so messed up? But that's what it looks like, and I can do different lenses and stuff, and I can use different camera LUTs. Oh, I know why it's screwed up, because I don't have an anamorphic lens adapter on it right now, and it's looking for that anamorphic look, so it's going to be squishy. Anyways, there you go. So I've always wanted to eat at Joel Rubishon. So Joel Rubishon is a 3-star Michelin chef, which is the highest stars you can get. It's a very, very, very expensive Joel Rubishon, expensive experience. Let's look on OpenTable, or it's a pre-free menu, I believe. PRIXFRIX, something like that. So yeah, PRIX FRIE. So it's a fixed price menu, meaning that you're going to get a certain amount of courses and stuff like that. And yeah, so it's not cheap. But they've won 4 stars with Forbes Travel Guide, Best Award of Excellence from Wine Spectator. They've won all these different awards. 4 diamonds from AAA. I mean, it's the nicest experience you can have, but it's also very expensive. $300 to $500 for a person, depending on what you're ordering. Anyways, what about the plaque you were about to tell us about? Yeah, well, did I get to 350? I got to 300. Did I ask for 300 or 350? Well, anyways, this is what we got. This is our best thing from COVID lockdown. You're never going to see this again. You're never going to see this again. How do you like that? Thank you for practicing social distancing in this area. There's the plaque. Sits on your desk. You like it? Give me a like for that. I don't know what this is worth to a collector, but it's worth the world to me. And thank you guys who send me stuff. How cool is that? Yep. So we're never having this again, I don't think, and this plaque will never be. These are probably all burned or melted because it's not a piece of paper. It's actually literally just burned into the back of it, so it's not like something you can change out, which is kind of cool. There you go. Yeah, so, I mean, but you're eating at a Michelin star restaurant when you go to Joel Robuchon. Like, you're eating at a master chef. It's a level that maybe even a little bit above a Gordon Ramsay restaurant. And Gordon Ramsay Steak is also a very nice place. It's over at the Paris. It's also going to be very expensive, but it all depends on if you're going to be doing, like, wine and stuff like that, too. And if you're going to plan for that stuff, you got to dress up. You got to look nice. Oh, I didn't steal it, Juice Sloan. Somebody gave it to me. I just spilled water on myself. Does the Bacchanal Buffet allow walk-ups, or are they only taking reservations? I'm not sure. Bacchanal Buffet. Walk-in. I think you can walk up to it, but you're going to want to have reservations. I mean, it's going to be a 2 or 3 hour lineup in most cases. So, yeah, that's Caesar's Palace Bacchanal Buffet. Thank you for providing fantastic, relevant content through the lockdown. You're very welcome. I appreciate you guys. Guys, it's been great chatting with you guys tonight, but I still have to make dinner. I haven't eaten yet. I usually eat right before bed. And if you guys want to ask me any other questions, that's great. You guys can do it on my next one. I'm going to be doing these a couple of times a week. Obviously not again this week because I'll be out live tomorrow. Let's see. Jay Grove's, we're going to thank everybody who super chatted us. We have Jay Grove 1111, Tom Brokaw, Joshua Newberger, JC Reed, Robert Boyd. I missed Robert Boyd. Think we could see Lake of Dreams show? Sorry about that, Robert. I love you. I'll try to see the Lake of Dreams. Little Katie Lady. Okay, got you there. Let's see here. Jay Grove, 111. Intel Wild. Jay Grove again. Paul Rotter. Intel Wild again. Chris Harlan. Jay Grove 111. Steve D. Intel Wild. Jay Grove again. He's heating up. Intel Wild again. Joshua Newberger. Jay Grove again. And HBO John. And thank you guys for watching my stream tonight. And share this stream with somebody. And we'll leave you with a little bit of positivity, I guess. What can we talk about that's positive right now? Well, the thing about it is that there's positive stuff out there if you just go and look for it, you know? What I suggest you do is you go and type in, for example, into news.google.com. Type in the name of your hometown and type in like volunteer, and then you're on the news section. You're going to see all this stuff about volunteers or charities or good news, and that's going to give you a little bit of perspective on what the good news is out there. It gets buried on the news, but it's always existing. People are out there. People are taking care of one another, but you got to look for it. The news is toxic for you. Oh my God, Wrestling Ernest Hemingway at the end. Intel Wild at the end. First place leader, Intel Wild. Always got to one up everybody. You're awesome, Intel Wild. Thank you so much. I saw those ones because I'm staring at my screen. You guys are great. All of you guys, whether it's $1 or you didn't super chat at all, you just left me a comment on this video, you just liked it, you shared it. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be full of myself. I was accused of that a whole bunch today. I just am so grateful for all you guys being out here. Thank you for everything. Everything on here is basically sent to me by somebody with the exception of very few things. And I wouldn't have a life like this without you guys. So thank you and God bless you. And look for that positive news for me and post it in this video. We got to go. We got to say 3, 2, 1, click. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1. Kyle says control your mind, control your life. He is right. We could talk about that in another day. All thoughts are energy. Good ones and bad ones. What are you are letting it affect you? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3, 2, 1, and say it with me. Click. Do I have to end the stream now? I don't know how YouTube works anymore. 3, 2, 1, and click.